back to my channel. There's been a lot of drama recently with airlines in the US being really crappy to their customers, and I thought I would share some of my own experiences with airlines and which airlines I'll never fly again. So I have some horror stories. First one is Air China. So I flew Air China for the first and last time in 2011. I remember it was after the big March 11th earthquake in Japan, that golden week, so the end of April, beginning of May. I had a flight booked to France to visit my friend. We had to take Air China to, I think, like Shanghai or something, and then transfer, and on the way back from France, go back to China and then back to Tokyo. So when we got on the airplane from Narita Airport, we boarded Air China, and it was like a really small dinky plane. It was one of those airplanes where you have to walk up the steps like the president to get on the plane. So we got on this really small plane, and I think everyone in Japan had a little bit of post-traumatic stress because of the 3/11 earthquake, and we had a lot of aftershocks in Japan at that time, so anything really shaky was really uncomfortable for me. So we were sitting on this plane, it takes off, and all of a sudden we hit this like crazy turbulence. I've never experienced turbulence like this before, and since I've never experienced like that. The whole plane was shaking, like was shaking like up and down, up and down, up and down, and we had these TV screens that were in the ceiling that you pull down to watch. And this turbulence was so bad that the TV screens all fell down and turned on, and they were static. It was like and then some people's air mask fell down, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Like, I was in tears. I thought we were gonna die. And all of a sudden the pilot came on. It sounded like really urgent, talking in Chinese, and it was really long, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? We're going down, we're dying, this plane is going down. Finally they finished the Chinese, and in English, in the most simplest, shortest way possible, they just said, we're experiencing severe turbulence, thank you for your cooperation. What does that mean? What does that even mean? It was like that for the entire flight. No exaggeration, it was like that the entire flight. And I felt like sick to my stomach. I thought like I was gonna vomit. I really thought I was gonna die. Like I was like, okay, I survived the earthquake in Japan, but this is it. This is how I die. It was intense. It was really intense. But luckily, we landed in China. I thought, the Air China is not such a good airline, but I wasn't gonna blame them for like bad turbulence, right? So that was the way there. On the way back, this is where they really screwed us. We boarded our flight, no problem, but all of a sudden, like after we were already on the flight, they said, so we're not gonna go to Narita, the airport that we're supposed to take you, that we are gonna take you to a different airport in a different part of Japan because we don't want to be around radiation from Fukushima. And I was like, what the? I was pissed because they flew us into like Nagoya or something, like far from Tokyo, and I had to work the next day, and they flew us in like late at night. So what, like how am I supposed to get back to Tokyo in time for work? I had to pay with my own money a couple $100s to take a bullet train to get back to Tokyo, and like they weren't even sorry about it. They didn't even apologize. They were just like, we're not going there. So yeah, never flying them again. The second airline that I will never ever fly again is United Airlines. So you might have seen on the news that United kind of sucks, but I've known this for a few years now. I've been boycotting them for 3 years now, and let me tell you why. They have terrible customer service, terrible, awful, like really awful. So every time I go back to America, I use a website and it finds the cheapest airline. The cheapest is always United Airlines, but I would gladly pay a few $100s more just to get a relaxing flight. So the last time I flew United Airlines, me and my boyfriend were going to my hometown for a wedding, and it's a really long flight. It's like 14 hours, international flight. We just figured we'd watch a movie, maybe get a drink or something, and try to sleep for most of the flight. Well, when we boarded the flight, it turns out that the airplane model that we boarded was super old. The first thing that I noticed was that the overhead compartment was broken. They had us like put our luggage up there, but it wouldn't close, and so they duct taped it shut. And I was like, is that even safe? Like, you know, if we hit turbulence and all that luggage like falls out and hits someone on the head, like, what are they gonna do? I was just really shocked that they duct taped it, and yeah, it looked tacky, it looked beaten up. I felt like it was not safe. And the second thing that I noticed was that we didn't have our own individual TV screens. Like, you know how you go on an international flight and usually on the back of the person's seat in front of you, you have your own TV screen and you can watch movies, TV shows, whatever you want. This aircraft didn't have any TV screens. Didn't have any TV screens. Oh my god, what are we gonna do for 14 hours? They did have one big TV screen, but it was like continuously showing the map of where we were going. It's a 14-hour flight, like what are we supposed to do? So me and my boyfriend decided to order some drinks, and almost every airline that I've flown, the drinks are complimentary. United, you have to pay apparently. We wanted to drink to make us a little bit sleepy and relax and like take a nap, but we had to pay out the nose for a few drinks, and we didn't even feel like we could sleep on that plane. Like, it was so uncomfortable, and I was worried about our luggage falling on our heads. Ooh, it was just uncomfortable. On international flights, you usually get like 2 meals and like a kind of snack meal or something. So we got our first meal, which was like lunch. It was okay, I mean, it was airline food. The snack in between lunch and dinner was like this kind of stale roll with like butter, and like, okay, like, it's just a snack, so whatever. And I was waiting for dinner, you know, like, I'm getting hungry, where's our dinner? And they come around again with this like stale roll again, like what we just had for a snack. And I was like, oh, we get 2 snacks before dinner, okay. And then the plane landed, and I was like, oh wait, we didn't get dinner. As everyone was exiting the plane, they announced over the loudspeaker that, oh, sorry, the hot cart broke and we weren't able to serve you dinner. Sorry. What? I was pissed after that flight. First of all, you're trying to kill me with my luggage. Second, there's no in-flight movies. Third, I have to pay $1 billion for a drink. And 4, no dinner. Like, what kind of airline does that? We were both kind of annoyed, and we decided that on the way home, because we took a round trip flight with United, so on the way home we were probably gonna have the same situation. No like TV screens, nothing to watch, nothing to do. So my boyfriend, being the kind guy that he is, stayed up the night before we were supposed to leave and downloaded a bunch of the dramas that I like and put them on his computer so we could watch them together. So we got to the airport really early to check in and make sure we got good seats. And when we got there I think 3 hours early. We got there really early and we tried to check in and we couldn't. I tried like 10 minutes later to check in and I still couldn't check in. So I went to the counter and I was like, I'm trying to check into my flight and choose my seats, and I think they said that we had to wait until like an hour before or something to check in, which I still don't understand that. Finally, when we were able to check in, our seats were like totally separated. Even though we purchased them together, we were like on different ends of the plane. And you know, I knew we weren't gonna have like a TV screen again. And I wanted like at least some company with my boyfriend, and we were gonna watch some movies together. We bought the tickets together, so I don't understand why we would be separate. We came early, we came super early to try to check in and pick our seats, and we were just like on completely different ends of the plane. So I was really annoyed at that point, and I was complaining to them, and they're saying, there's nothing we can do, you have to talk to United, there's nothing we can do. So, okay, we went through security, and we found our gate, and I was sitting there in front of our gate waiting for our airplane, and all of these people were coming up to the desk and saying, why are we, we bought these tickets together, why are we all separated? And the guy sitting at the United desk was like, well, there's probably a big group on board and they need the seats together, so that's why you're scattered. And I mean, like, business people, like business partners were going up there and saying, like, we have to work, we were going to use this flight to work together and we need to sit next to each other. And there was like parents, like a mother with like 3 really young kids. One of them must have been like 5 or 6, and the other ones were like under 3, and they were separated, like they were scattered all over the plane, and like everyone was lined up complaining that everyone was separated, and it was basically like, tough luck, good luck next time. So basically they didn't give a shit about their customers, but I was watching it and I got this brilliant idea, and I went up to the desk and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, of course. And he upgraded us to Economy Plus. If we would have purchased an Economy Plus ticket, it would have been plus $300 each. When I got to that Economy Plus seat, I could see zero difference between Economy and Economy Plus. Also, there were no TV screens again. So I don't know what they're charging $300 extra for, because it was basically the same thing. I had no leg space, no TV screen. It was awful. Like, I would never, ever fly United again, and I would never pay for like an upgrade, ever. It's not worth your money. Aside from it being cheap, there's nothing good about it. And even though it's cheap, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth the money that you pay. Why am I paying all this money and then getting this crap service in return? I've been telling people for the last 3 years, like, you should never fly United. They suck, they're horrible, they don't care about their customers, they don't care. I feel like I'm not telling this story well enough. Nobody was nice to us. Nobody was apologetic for the bad service. Nobody even said anything about the duct tape on the overhead compartment. Like, it was like that was normal for them. So if you guys have any airline stories that you want to share, please share them in the comments, because I really want to read them. I like to travel, so I want to know which airlines are good to use and which aren't. If you have good experiences, bad experiences, just comment them down below. And yeah, is anyone else boycotting United? Leave your comments down below, because I will be checking them and replying to them, and I can't wait to hear your stories. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!